So here's a slightly trickier problem with projectiles with coefficient of restitution. A particle is thrown directly at a wall with a speed of 4 root 2 meters per second at an angle of 45 degrees to the horizontal. The particle hits the wall directly horizontally and hits the ground at the midpoint between the point of projection and the wall. Now that is quite a wordy question. I will give an aid about how to draw the diagram. So it hits it directly horizontally and then comes down where these two distances are the same. So go ahead and try this problem, and when you're ready, come back for the solution. So unlike the previous ones, I've actually split this one up into parts, so it's not one big long solution. But here's the diagram again. So initial velocity is 4i plus 4j, given this. So the max height is where the final velocity in the y direction is 0. So we get the height is just 16 over 2g, which is 0.82 meters. The time of flight is 4 minus gt, so t is 0.4 seconds. And the distance to the wall is sx equals uxt. But remember, sx is these two x distances here. So it's 4 by 0.4 seconds, so 1.6 meters the whole length. And the distance x is 0.8 meters. Now this 0.8 meters is key, because in the second part, we're told to find the coefficient of restitution if it lands in the midpoint. So intuitively, you might have thought that the coefficient of restitution was a half, but actually it's not. So we're going to start with sx equals uxt. So 0.8 is velocity times time, so the velocity required is 0.8 over the time taken. So we already know the time taken to fall, and in this case is going to be 0.64 seconds, because the time of flight is different from the time of falling, because it's going to be falling at a different rate than the one with a distance of 2x away from the wall. So its time of flight is 0.64 seconds. So the velocity is 1.25 seconds. Therefore, if you take this down to the magnitude form of the coefficient of restitution, you get that E is final velocity 1.25 over 4, which when simplified gives a coefficient of restitution of 5/16.